I just need to let all that out. Hey everyone, Kyle once again. I just need to just blow off some steam, Bennett style. That's what I've had to say. No, I figure I would just review a couple more because two superhero films I really love and enjoy, like from The Phantom and The Shadow, underrated superhero movies. Love those films. And since I was doing this little these superhero films I've been doing, when I review like another one or two maybe, but man, what are the ones that I had besides the MCU films were? So I figure out what ones from back in the day, from the 90s. Well, I haven't talked about this one yet because I didn't want to, because for good reason. The Shadow, The Phantom. People say those are bad films, whatever. Disagree. They are 5 times or 10 times better than this god-awful piece of shit. Billy Zane, better than Shaquille O'Neal. Alec Baldwin, better than Shaquille O'Neal. What can I say about Steel? And yes, I would say this is the worst DC movie I've ever seen. It still is. Now, even the new DC films, even from the DC universe, whatever. Each one of them, most of them I don't like. Even I would say Man of Steel is better than this. Even Justice League I would say is better than this. Suicide Squad is better than this. I don't like any of the DC. Well, Shazam. The only one of the DC universe I like. I like Shazam. Twice as better than this. Joker from last year I enjoyed. That's better than this. Well, because that's from got praise anyway, but still. Some of the new DC films though, but still. Even some of the Marvel films I don't like. Even Iron Man 3, as bad as that is better than this. I don't know what can I say about Steel. Now, I know very little about the character of John Henry Irons, who is Steel. John Henry Irons, he's a guy, following the death of Superman, inspired him to become a superhero, in which even also Superman even saves. The death of Superman. That's a character who, after he died, he inspired to become a hero. But other than that, though, yeah, because of that he wears a superhero suit even with the S on it for like Superman, right? Superman's logo. That's how very little about the character. That's pretty much what I know about Steel, because I don't know anything much about the character. But the film, I know it completely dismisses everything about nothing related about Superman or anything. Shaquille O'Neal, he's one of the worst actors. There's a basketball player like him. I mean, Kazam, as bad as that is better than this, though, but still. Shaquille O'Neal can't act for shit. I'm sorry. And this pretty much killed his career, though, but even after this film, why is he still getting little small roles, like in Grown Ups? Was it the first or second film? I don't know. How is he still getting little roles after that? I have no idea. Kazam is bad, too, though, but still. This film is easily his worst. I mean, yeah, and this is the worst DC film ever. I mean, even Catwoman, which I think I'll review that next too, because I want to review that one. But even Catwoman, as bad as awful that film is better than this. Probably say that's probably the second worst DC film I've watched. Probably Catwoman. Oh God. But this film, Jesus criminy. John Henry Irons, Shaquille O'Neal. He's a soldier. His friend, he has another colleague, whatever his name is, I forget. But he's played by Judd Nelson. This pretty much killed his career because I don't remember anything after he did after this Steel movie. Probably should just after. We know Breakfast Club was a classic, though, but still, God, why he chose this role, I don't know, probably just for a paycheck, I don't know. But yeah, but he's a colleague of Shaquille O'Neal, and Shaquille O'Neal, John Henry Irons, he has his little soldier friend, which he calls her Sparks, Sparks, whatever. And Judd Nelson, they're testing these new weapons, military weapons on tanks, whatever. He overrides to make the weapon go full power. Something goes wrong, and Sparks gets injured. And Judd Nelson, he gets kicked out of the military. I don't know. Yeah, basically gets kicked out of the military and goes to this person to sell the weapons he has. So yeah, he's an arms dealer. That's basically what he is, and he's a lame villain as well, a shitty villain. That's what he is. He's basically just an arms dealer. That's what he is. He's a Judd Nelson, Breakfast Club, great, classic, whatever, but he's a shitty villain. And everyone here is forgettable and lame. Everyone is, including well, maybe I would say maybe the girl who plays Sparks is probably the best out of all of them. Maybe, what was her name? Annabeth Gish. I'll probably say she's probably the best out of the bunch. Probably give that some film credit for that. I guess she is the best out of the bunch, of the whole cast. So yeah, Judd Nelson wants to sell these weapons, which I'll play the design of the guns. Okay, they're probably decent looking designs. You know, they shoot like this. It's a gun that shoots like sound. Beats of sound and like makes stuff to break things, and the action scenes are so lame and bad. I mean, you get a lame foot chase with Shaquille O'Neal chasing one of the guys, and through all these little ways of when these boxcars are being coupled against, being coupled, and it's so a lame foot chase, and then becomes the superhero, and he has an uncle played by Richard Roundtree, Shaft himself, in which even the jokes and the humor are so freaking god awful in this, especially when after they make the suit and Richard Roundtree makes the hammer, and of course he says, "Oh, especially I like the shaft." Get it? Yeah, I like the shaft. Yes, I get it. Because he's starting Shaft, I get it. I don't see how jokes are supposed to be or more bluntly, obviously, references. You know what I mean? Of course, have to reference the show because he was in it. Of course, they have to make a joke out of that. Or even when Shaquille O'Neal. I mean, the design of suit, yeah, it's a good. I'm not saying it's a good suit. Sorry. Yeah, but even though it's a practical suit, yeah, but still. And when he says for an older couple for person action, he goes and rides up the escalator backwards, and he's running on the rooftop very so slowly, and his kid has no energy or charisma. Even when he's in the suit, he has no energy or charisma. He shoots go up a wall so very slowly, and anyway, when he's on his motorcycle, going to lose the cops. Of course, one of the cops goes, "Oh, where did he go to?" And the one says, "The Bat Cave." Oh my God, the Bat Cave. Of course, I just. the humor is not funny at all. Or because there's one poor joke is like, oh, because his granny, Shaquille O'Neal's granny, I think, his grandma, is making a souffle and goes, shh, don't disturb the souffle, whatever. I was like, who gives a rat's ass about the frickin' souffle? The souffle can die for all I care. Let it die so you keep on remaking your souffle over and over again. How about that? What is it? Shh. Yeah, here's shh. Please, movie. Can you please go away quietly and never be seen or heard from again, please? Out of my face, please. How about that? What are the characters? The characters. There's this kid. I thought he was an annoying, irritating kid. Always sort of like, oh, let's get ready to rumble, whatever. All the other stuff he says for like that's referencing about 90s stuff. And also forgot to there was also another actor who was who's familiar to me. He was the colonel who he's a colonel of this, but Charles Napier, that's the guy's name. I forgot. I recognized him, Charles Napier. He's been in some other films and TV shows, but I also remember him from Silence. He was in Silence of the Lambs. He was one of the prison guards when Hannibal Lecter. He took the nightstick, and when Charles Napier, he was trying to get the handcuffs off, and he screams, and that's when Anthony Hopkins whacks him to death with the nightstick. That was Charles Napier. He's been in other films and TV stuff as well. But he's forgettable, just like the rest of this movie is. Of course, and also, especially with jokes, speaking with unfunny jokes, of course, he has to reference basketball stuff because Shaquille O'Neal's a basketball player. We all get it. You can't make it blatantly more obvious than what it is for jokes. Even to a point where, at the end of the movie, where this kid are locked in this closet or whatever, and there's a hole in where the window is, and one of the bad guys throws this grenade, which, of course, it takes forever to explode because grenades don't function like that. But yeah, but it's supposed to be part of to make the basketball reference because the kid tells him to throw through that hole, and of course Shaquille says, I never make these free throw shots. Yeah, we get it. But he does it anyway, and even to the point where he does make it, and the grenade lands right in front of this guy who threw the grenade, and he goes, no! And then Judd Nelson, he dies from a lame death, which I never give a shit about. He was a lame villain anyway. I'll probably give one little credit, like I said, like the woman who plays Sparks, Annabeth Gish. Like I said, she's probably the best out of the whole cast. But I'll give credit to like where of course when she was in a wheelchair, because she could do her injury, she's in a wheelchair. But towards the end, where she was captured though, when was doing when the action happens, but I'll give credit to like her wheelchair has a cool weapon where she makes her wheelchair her weapon, where she starts shooting these and I'm saying lasers or shoots like some mini fireballs or whatever, or some shots or whatever, but she turns a wheelchair into sort of like a weapon. She's shooting out of the sides of her wheelchair and shooting people. Okay, I'll give that one little credit there, where it's like, okay, she made her wheelchair into a weapon. It's a cool weapon she made it into. Okay, you get 1 point for that. 1 point for that, and maybe probably for the woman too, Annabeth Gish. Lucy was probably the best out of the cast. And just Shaquille O'Neal, he cannot act for shit. I mean, he's doing like a one dramatic moment where her partner Sparks is in this retirement home for like the injured military. She's staring at the window, and Shaquille just goes and opens windows, let alone breaking the windows, and says, "You're out of here." And says, "This is a point of shit happening," and he just goes and carries her off. And for some reason, the people in there starts clapping for some reason. Okay, whatever. Shaquille O'Neal, he is awful in this film. He is one of the worst actors for me, If I had to make a list, he's on there. He cannot act. He is god awful in this film. Everyone else in this, the rest of the cast, like I said, even though Annabeth Beach is the best of all, everyone else in the cast sucks. Everybody. The music sucks. The action sucks. The humor sucks. Especially when they're making blatant, obvious jokes about references. I don't want to go on forever on this. So I just wanted to. My brother, he likes this film because, well, of course it's him. Of course, he likes bad movies. He calls bad movies good movies. Like, it's so bad it's good. That's for him. He likes this movie to watch because it's laughable to him. He likes that he laughs that it is terrible. That's what he says. It's terrible, but it's so terrible it's good to him. And I don't get this here from this person from Los Angeles Times. A funny, entertaining, good versus evil movie. Funny, entertaining. What's so entertaining about this movie? What's so funny about the movie? I don't get it. Or this one from down here says, there's a lot of thrilling before Steele himself can start chilling. I don't get all this thing. And it was sad is that this film is directed by Kenneth Johnson. He helped Hannah writing on a lot of the TV shows like The Incredible Hulk, the 70s TV show, as well as Alien Nation as well. And this is the guy, which I didn't review that long ago, this is the guy who also directed the sequel, Short Circuit 2. Short Circuit 2 I liked. I think I liked it a bit better than the first film. Even though the first one's a classic, but I liked it. Short Circuit 2 a little bit better than the first film. He directed that film. And he goes and directs this piece of shit, this piece of garbage, this piece of trash, this big piece of nothing. This is what this film is. This film is a big pile of freaking nothing. And it was funny. What's quite funny. Before Shaquille O'Neal, he wasn't the first choice though. But originally, Kenneth Johnson originally wanted to have Wesley Snipes in this film to be cast as Steele. Although, the film still would have been a bad film, but I'd rather easily take Wesley Snipes over Shaquille O'Neal. Which I'm glad. Which it'd be funny that if Wesley Snipes would have been cast as this, he probably would not have been cast as Blade because his reputation would have been tarnished with this film. Which I'm glad for. He was not cast in this film and because Blade, otherwise he would be Blade instead. Blade 10 times better than this. So yeah. But yeah, originally Wesley Snipes was gonna be cast as this before Shaquille O'Neal, and it wasn't the director's choice to pick Shaq as Steele. It was freaking Warner Brothers because they figure it was probably he's a basketball player and probably would sell more toys and merchandise. That's the reason why they picked Shaquille O'Neal, to sell toys and merchandise, because this came out the same year. This is 1997. This came out the same year as Batman and Robin, which that was a big toy commercial. Really, it is. Batman and Robin was a big toy commercial. That's what they try to do, is sell toys. And again, Warner Brothers, they're a bunch of idiots. Which is probably because I say Warner Brothers. I said before, Warner Brothers has more flops than probably any other movie studio is. They have a lot of big flops, and more than any other films. More than 20th Century Fox, more than Universal. You know. But I said, at the time, Warner Bros. They're a bunch of idiots. You had to sell more toys, and this film was a bomb anyway. This film cost $16 million. Where did the $16 million go? Because I don't see. This film was so cheap. It looked like it cost less than $16 million. That's how cheap it looked. It looked cheaper than $16 million. Where did the $16 million go? And the film made only a mediocre $1 million. And of course, it was so surprised. This film was panned by critics. It has a 12% of Rotten Tomatoes. Deserves even lower. Deserves 0. And this film gets a 2.8 on IMDb as well. Good. Someone does deserve a 2.8 on IMDb. Even Shaq was nominated for a Razzie as well for Worst Actor, though, but he lost to Kevin Costner for The Postman. Yeah. And also, funny enough, and also not only Batman and Robin, but this came out in August. In the same month in August, another superhero film came out, and that was Spawn. I'm not a fan of Spawn. With Michael Jai White, the 1997 film with Michael Jai White's Spawn. But even, which I ranted on this a while back, so you can check that out though. But still, even Spawn, Michael Jai White is much better, twice a better actor than Shaq is. Spawn is much better. Spawn from 1997 is much better than this piece of garbage. I'm not even a fan of that film anyway, but still, Michael Jai White could beat the living daylights out of anyone in this movie, character-wise. Even John Leguizamo, his villain is much better than Judd Nelson is. Although probably I would say, although funny thing is, I'll probably say the effects in this film is probably better than the effects in Spawn, because the effects in Spawn, especially how the way Hell looks, that is very bad CGI, even from 1997. That was a cheap effect. I don't want to go any further on this film because this film is just draining me, because I don't want, otherwise I'm going to start breaking more stuff, so that's why I had to let out that stuff at the beginning of this film, because I had to let it out, because otherwise I'm going to go crazy again. Yeah, this film is god-awful. I recommend no one to watch this film. Please stay away from this film. Even if you're a fan of Shaquille O'Neal as a basketball player, don't watch this film, please. It's just a waste of time, and you're never going to get that 97 minutes back in your life. And even for 97 minutes, it's slow. And it's poorly paced, and this film is one thing, is boring as well. Boring, slow-paced, acting, god-awful acting, bad action, bad humor, even this lame music score, and bad directing. Bad writing as well. So yeah, I'm just gonna end it here because I don't want to go 30 minutes in this freaking thing. Yeah, screw it. Fuck this movie. Fuck this movie. Up its ass. This film can kiss my ass. I'm never watching this movie again. I just want to do it because, like I said, those superheroes I'm reviewing, the Phantom, 10 times better than this. The Shadow, 10 times better than this. Even like I said, even some of the DC, I'm not a fan of the DCEU, the extended universe movies. I'm not a fan of. I don't like, except for Shazam because I like that film. But still, any of those ones are better than this god awful piece of garbage. This piece of shit. But yeah, but thanks for watching. I'm gonna cut it here because I already let everything out already. But people should know, and people know by now this is a bad movie. But stay away from this movie, please. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for the next movie review. Later.